Simon Ekpa has defeated his enemies and put them to shame as another brave leader, Ngozi Orubueze, has emerged to lead Biafrans till Simon Ekpa resume office. This news update discusses internal conflicts and power struggles within the Biafra movement, particularly involving Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, and a dissolved committee called the Conflict Resolution Committee. The Conflict Resolution Committee was dissolved by the Biafra Republic government in exile cabinet due to overstepping its authority, including allegedly attempting to overthrow Simon Ekpa and appoint a new leader without approval. A vote by the cabinet led to its dissolution, with the majority voting against the Conflict Resolution Committee actions. Some Conflict Resolution Committee members allegedly acted outside their mandate, publicly sharing internal documents and causing division. Ngozi Orubueze highlight attempts by these individuals to undermine the established leadership and structure. She reiterates loyalty to Simon Ekpa, urging followers to avoid associating with those accused of undermining him. She also emphasizes the solid structures in place for the Biafra Republic government in exile, and also called for vigilance against misinformation and criminal behavior within the movement. She advised followers to remain aligned with the leadership's plans and avoid those attempting to sow discord. You know, I've always believed that leadership isn't for the faint-hearted. It's a journey filled with challenges, betrayals, and moments of triumph. Today, I want to share with you the incredible story of Simon Ekpa, a man who has been at the center of the Biafra self-determination movement, and the courageous Ngozi Orubueze, who rose to prominence in the face of turmoil. This is a tale of resilience, unity, and the strength of conviction. Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, has long been a beacon of hope for many who dream of a free and independent Biafra. He is a man with a clear vision and unwavering determination, but as with all great leaders, he has faced his share of adversaries. Recently, a storm began brewing within the movement itself. It was the kind of challenge that could have derailed everything, yet Simon Ekpa emerged victorious, proving his strength and silencing those who doubted him. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let me take you back to the beginning of this dramatic chapter. There was a committee within the Biafra Republic government in exile known as the Conflict Resolution Committee. Sounds important, right? Their job was to mediate disputes and ensure that disagreements didn't escalate into something that could harm the movement. However, what started as a noble initiative took a darker turn. Some members of this committee began to act outside their mandate. Instead of focusing on resolving conflicts, they allegedly attempted to overthrow Simon Ekpa's leadership. Can you imagine? A group tasked with maintaining harmony, trying to sow seeds of division. It was a betrayal that struck at the heart of the movement. Simon Ekpa, known for his composed and strategic approach, didn't let emotions dictate his actions. Instead, he called upon the Biafra Republic government in exile's cabinet to address the issue. This wasn't a dictatorship. It was a structured and democratic process. The cabinet convened to discuss the actions of the Conflict Resolution Committee. They examined the evidence, debated the implications, and ultimately voted to dissolve the committee. The vote wasn't even close, with a majority of the cabinet siding against the actions of the Conflict Resolution Committee. It was a decision that sent a clear message. The movement would not tolerate betrayal or actions that undermined its leadership. What struck me most about this situation was how Simon Ekpa handled it. He didn't lash out or seek revenge. Instead, he focused on preserving the integrity of the movement. He understood that the Biafra struggle was bigger than any one individual or committee. It was about the hopes and dreams of millions. By dissolving the Conflict Resolution Committee, Simon Ekpa not only addressed the immediate threat, but also set a precedent for how such issues would be handled in the future. It was leadership at its finest. But let's talk about Ngozi Orubueze, shall we? She is another remarkable figure in this story. As the dust began to settle, Ngozi Orubueze stepped forward with a voice that commanded attention. Her emergence as a leader during this turbulent time brought a sense of stability and reassurance to the movement. She didn't mince words. Ngozi Orabueze called out those who had attempted to undermine the leadership of Simon Ekpa. She urged followers to stay focused on the goals of the movement and to avoid those who sought to create division. Ngozi Orabueze's words were more than just a speech. They were a rallying cry. She reminded everyone of the larger picture, the vision of an independent Biafra and the sacrifices made by so many to bring that vision closer to reality. She emphasized the importance of unity and loyalty, urging followers to be vigilant against misinformation and deceit. It wasn't just about calling out the bad actors, it was about inspiring hope and determination in the face of adversity. The actions of Simon Ekpa and Ngozi Orabueze during this crisis revealed a lot about their character and leadership. They didn't shy away from the challenges. They faced them head-on, making tough decisions and taking bold steps to protect the movement. It's leaders like them who remind us that true leadership isn't about titles or power. It's about serving the people and staying true to the cause. One of the things that stood out to me in this story was the role of communication. In any movement, especially one as complex as the Biafra struggle, communication is key. It's what keeps people informed, united and motivated. Unfortunately, it can also be a tool for those who want to create chaos. That's exactly what happened here. Members of the dissolved Conflict Resolution Committee allegedly shared internal documents publicly, causing confusion and division. It was a move that could have seriously damaged the movement's credibility, but Simon Ekpa and Ngozi Orabueze were quick to act. They addressed the misinformation, clarified the facts, and ensured that the movement stayed on track. This story also highlights the resilience of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Despite the challenges and internal conflicts, the movement remained strong. The structures put in place by Simon Ekpa ensured that the leadership could withstand even the most severe storms. It's a testament to the foresight and dedication of those leading the movement. As I reflect on this story, I'm reminded of the importance of unity. The Biafra struggle isn't just about achieving independence. It's about building a community where people can live with dignity and freedom. That vision can only be realized if everyone works together, setting aside personal differences and focusing on the common goal. Simon Ekpa and Ngozi Orabueze have shown us what that kind of leadership looks like. Of course, this isn't the end of the story. Movements like this are never linear. There will be more challenges, more triumphs, and more moments of introspection. But what gives me hope is the resilience of the Biafra people and the dedication of their leaders. They've shown time and again that they are capable of overcoming any obstacle in their path. So, what's next for Simon Ekpa, Ngozi Orabueze, and the Biafra Republic government in exile? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, they are not alone in this journey. They have the support of millions who believe in their vision and are ready to stand by them through thick and thin. It's a story of hope, perseverance, and the unyielding pursuit of freedom. Let's keep watching, supporting, and learning from this remarkable journey. Who knows? The next chapter might be even more inspiring than the last. As the days unfolded following the dissolution of the Conflict Resolution Committee, the Biafra Republic government in exile found itself at a pivotal crossroads. The tension within the movement had reached a boiling point, with whispers and speculations swirling like a whirlwind. But amid the storm, Simon Ekpa remained steadfast, an anchor in turbulent seas. Simon Ekpa understood that leadership was as much about navigating crises as it was about inspiring progress. He didn't just address the issue with the dissolved committee and the attempted betrayal. He used it as a teaching moment for everyone involved in the movement. In one of his addresses to the people, Simon Ekpa spoke with a clarity that resonated deeply. He reminded his followers that the road to freedom was never an easy one. It was fraught with challenges, betrayals, and sacrifices. But those who stayed true to the cause would always triumph in the end. It was during this period that Ngozi Orabueze's role became even more significant. While Simon Ekpa focused on reinforcing the leadership structure and addressing external pressures, Ngozi Orabweze took on the task of bridging gaps within the movement. She was a natural orator, her words carrying the weight of conviction and experience. In a series of public addresses, she spoke directly to the hearts of the Biafran people. "Let us not allow the actions of a few to derail the vision of many," Ngozi Orabweze said in one of her speeches. "We are stronger together, united in purpose and resilient in the face of adversity. The dream of Biafra is alive because of each and every one of you who believes in it. Let us remain vigilant, loyal, and committed to the path that has been set before us." Her words were like a balm to the wounds caused by the internal strife. People began to rally around her, seeing in her a leader who not only understood their struggles, but was also willing to fight alongside with them.
There's a reason why I say confuse themselves, not Biafrans. They are trying to create that confusion. And that is what they are paid to do by the Nigeria government. To create that confusion publicly and privately among themselves. To paint a picture as if there is two government under PM Simon Ekpa. Please do not be deceived. We cannot give these criminals the attention. We cannot give them that oxygen to breathe. We are the oxygen that they breathe. And if you do not give them that oxygen by making yourself available or engaging them, they will all disappear. The reason why it is very, very important for Biafrans to know that, I'm going to say this in an Igbo adage again. Oko simiri anọkataghi onye ọhụụ ya n'anya. For these criminals to even convince you, for these criminals to even have the opportunity to talk to you, for these criminals like Bam, like Sonny Akparawa, like Ogenkere, like Imam Maduabo, like this Ruby Nadi, Chiomo Koma, Joy Irobi, for these criminals, Okeowo and their likes, to even come near you, that means you must have put your leg or your body near them. That's why I said, you must make yourself available near them for them to tell you their stupid stories. If you don't go near them, they cannot have the opportunity to tell you their crazy story. How can somebody say that he was appointed by CRC, Conflict Resolution Committee, that the Brigade Cabinet had a meeting and dissolved officially? The Brigade Cabinet officially conducted a meeting and dissolved the CRC headed by this Imam Maduabo. Okay, no. By a vote, it was voted on. The vote was about 20 or 21 to 9 by the Brigade Cabinet under His Excellency Simon Ekpa. We took a vote, and that was like 2-3 weeks ago, I can't even remember, to dissolve the Conflict Resolution Committee, which is just a mere committee working under the government to resolve issues. If there are people that have problems and we do not want them to disturb the government, we just push them to those people. But we dissolved the CRC when they stepped out of their boundaries to write a letter to overthrow our Obatobie, our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. without the approval of the Briggy cabinet, without the approval of the government, without the approval of any leadership of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Immediately, they didn't see Obatobia 1 or 2 days. This small CRC committee that they said they elected their fellow criminals to lead them went and wrote a letter, and that letter, I believe most of you have seen it online, to overthrow our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, according to them, to appoint somebody that will take over Obatobie's position. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has laid a solid structure for Briggy and for the United States of Biafra from day one, from beginning to end. There is no vacancy anywhere in the government under Obatobie, not even one. But to show you how criminally minded this CRC, headed by Mama Dabo and Professor Chomo Okoma and their gang, John Urabi is, they know that Obatobie has a structure in place. They went ahead to write that letter, that illegal letter. And when that letter, and again, I hear somebody was saying, the Imam Madam was saying, they wrote the letter, and what they wanted was after we come back from Finland, they will start discussing the letter. But they already circulated the letter to the whole world. Anything you post in a place where there are more than 3, 4, 5 people online, it's going to go to the whole. How are you going to secure that it's only just those 5 people? That is why when we have meetings like this, we know the whole world is going to know what we are saying. They're going to hear what we are saying. You're going to deceive yourself if anything we say is not on BBC or CNN or in the Defense Army or the zoo government or the home. You're going to be deceiving yourself if you think it's not going to be known because it's online. So when they say that they wanted it to be discussed after we come from Finland, but it is these same criminals that went and posted it on the Briggy Cabinet Forum. That Briggy Cabinet Forum, we have over 60-something individuals there. How do you expect that to be private? And they forwarded it to me. This same Imam Madabo, he forwarded that criminal letter to me. That he and his group, engineered by this Ogenkere, they wanted Ogenkere to take over Odogu's position. That was clearly just what that letter says. And that was why we have to call an emergency meeting of the Briggy cabinet members to discuss the letter that has been publicly displayed. It's not as if the CRC made that decision and kept it to themselves. That would have been a different thing. If they've made that decision, kept it to themselves till after Finland, they can say, okay, they're going to present it to me. I am the chief of staff. There is a reason for that position. Just like everybody here have their position, which they played for the Biafra government, given and approved by the Prime Minister. But no, what they did was to post it publicly on the Briggy cabinet, where there's over 60-something people, post it privately to some Briggy cabinet members, which I am among the people. I received the letter from Imam Madrabo. And they know they do not have the right to do what they are doing. Conflict resolution is just a very small, one of the smallest committee we have under the Biafra government to resolve disputes that arise, maybe two Briggy cabinet member, maybe they don't like themselves, or somebody said this, or somebody gossip, because we do not want them to disturb the activities and the functionings of the government. That was why Obatobie established that government. So now, when the Briggy cabinet called an emergency meeting based on this thing, during that meeting, this same Imam Madrabu that signed his name on that overthrow letter, we, the cabinet, Many people, we reached out to him. We were calling him to come into the meeting and explain to us the meaning of this letter that he wrote, he and his cohorts. We were waiting for Imam Maduabo for minutes, for hours during the cabinet meeting. He refused. He disappeared. He didn't want to come into the Brigade cabinet meeting. But his signature was on that letter to overthrow Obatobie, our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, and appoint a replacement when he knows that Odogu already have a chief of staff. It falls within my office if there is a need to replace any staff under this government, both in this USB and on the Brigade. But because they have their own agenda, because they know who they are working for, their intention was to disrupt what Obatobie has put in place. When Brigade cabinet member waited for him to come and explain, we waited throughout that meeting. He didn't show up. Many people reached out to him privately to tell him to come into the meeting. He refused. So always watch their trend. When we have Brigade cabinet meetings and we invite these criminals to come to the meeting and officially explain themselves, their trademark is they always refuse to come in. But they will feel comfortable to go behind and be lying to Biafrans. They will feel comfortable going behind to be lying to Obatobie. They will feel comfortable going behind to disrupt the facts and confuse those who they were able to confuse. Imam Madabu refused to come to the cabinet meeting. Based on that, the cabinet took a decision to dissolve the CRC because what they did was not within their power to do that. And we put it to vote. And the majority, about 20 or 21, voted against 9 of them. That was how the CRC, under the Biafra Republic government in exile, United States of Biafra, de facto government, was dissolved. Till today, we have not revisited that. So as of today, that CRC committee stands dissolved. So how come this same CRC we dissolved like 3 weeks ago now went behind? We dissolved them with a vote from the cabinet of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Now went behind like 3 days or 4 days ago, I don't know, to now come together again and say they are appointing another criminal among them, Ogenkere, to lead who I don't even know. So what is the justification for that, if not just criminality to destroy what Obatobie is building? Usually, I don't want to go into details on these kind of issues, but because I know what is going on, that is why every now and then I just want to tell Biafrans so that everybody is going to be on the same page and know what is going on. So that when you hear their lies publicly, you will ask them the necessary question. I usually prefer when people ask me specific question, and I'm going to go ahead and explain to them. That takes me to the next point. One of these criminals called Bam Bam Bam, when I saw when he was saying and lying to Biafrans, oh, how much he lost Simon Ekpa. Oh, how much they are communicating with men on ground. Oh, how much. And I tell Biafrans, anybody that is truly following our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, you must dissociate yourself from this criminal called Bam 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 and his cohorts, Sonny Akparawa, Ogenkere, the one that is called Success. Any true Biafran following Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, make sure you do not associate yourself with that criminal element called Success, who I know has run away to Ghana to hide. Because as you are planning, others are planning. And that's all I keep telling people. When you think you know something, you do not know what Obatobie has put in place to destroy that thing you know. And that's why initially I will always reach out to you. I will always encourage people. Let us follow the footsteps. Let us follow the agenda of the Prime Minister. It is the right thing to do. But if you refuse, if you decide there's something you know that the COS does not know, if you decide there's something you know that this government does not know, then you're on your own. Anything that happens to you, it is not my concern. It is not the concern of this government. But if you step outside the box, outside the plan of the Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, you cannot go far at all. And I keep telling people, so that individual went ahead to be lying to people publicly that, oh, COS did this, COS do that. Again, I'm not going to get into their little childish, I call it childish lies, that COS did not do this, COS did not apply for Biafra ID card, that COS was against those doing ID card. Again, Biafrans, let me show you. This is my Biafra ID card. This is my Biafra COS ID card for the Biafra government, United States of Biafra. This is the front and this is the back. I'm not hiding it. I'm not hiding my ID card. My information is on the public domain. So when people like that, those that listen to idiots, criminals like Bam 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 tells you that the COS did not apply for her ID card or don't have it, you have a question today to go and ask her, Nnam, I thought you said COS does not have ID card. That he showed it to us today or during the Asia Middle East visit. That will show you Biafrans that are following these criminals. Following these criminals knowingly or unknowingly. You know the truth, but you want to be following them. You are doing a great disservice, not only to the United States of Biafra, not only to Obatobie, because some of you, I know the trust Obatobie have on some of you. I know how high Obatobie holds some of you. So when you go ahead and start following these criminals, you have a question to answer to Obatobie. That's all I can tell you. Stand in the path of truth. Do not follow criminals that lie against COS or against... And again, I keep telling Biafrans, this is not about me. So those of you that keep saying, oh, COS, and again, I understand and I hear when people say, COS, I support you 100%, but it's not about me. It's not about our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. It is not about His Excellency Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. It is what all of us have collectively labored for the past 2 years, to ensure that our country stands, to ensure that this kind of criminality being perpetuated by these individuals that are parading themselves to the people, the unsuspecting Biafrans, we want to ensure that criminality that is a cancer, we cut it off from day one. So when they come with all these kind of lies, please ignore them. It shows that they have nothing to offer. Because if you are a true Biafran, your focus should be on ensuring that our land is fully protected. We guard our recognition from our allies. Nigeria moves their forces away from our land by force or by peace. That should be the focus of every true Biafran that have been following Obatobie. But now when you see the so-called Biafrans that are following Obatobie going online to now start talking about COS, to now start talking about where we make our donation, to now start trying, and again, let me tell Biafran, all those fake names they paraded, most of them are fake names that they were parading. Oh, these are Biafrans that are donating to those. Most of them are fake names. Please ignore them. Continue to donate your money to the New Dimension mandate and to that account in Homeland. Again, while we appreciate the donations from Homeland, I want you to understand that our leader Nnamdi Kanu said that the restoration of Biafra will come from abroad, from the diaspora. Our focus more is to our private donors, public donors giving us the thousands of dollars and pounds and euros that we need to restore Biafra. Those are our concern. So if they are at Homeland dancing with the Homeland account and who gave what, please ignore them. Do not be worried about that. Those are fake names, mostly fake names that are parading to one thing. What is their aim? To start giving them money, which most Biafrans have cut off giving them money. If you give them any of your penny, just know that is a wasted penny, which they are using to fight Obatobie. The only account approved right now for the United States of Biafra is the New Dimension mandate and the local account. Any other account, any true Biafran is encouraged to use only those accounts. The IPOBUSA.org that account is fraudulent. It has been hijacked by these criminals. If you put your money there, you are wasting you're not supporting our angels on ground. You're not supporting all the plans we have. That's all I have to say in the area of that donation point. The final thing I want to talk about, dear friends, is give me 1 second. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to talk to you about, which these criminals parade. Oh, we want to wait until our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa comes out. Then we will start from where we start. We're not going to do anything until our Prime Minister. Ask yourself, who are those that use this kind of language? It is the DOS criminal elements we have in our midst. Ask yourself, as the individual, why didn't we wait for Obatobie to be with us before we declare Biafra in Finland? Why didn't we wait? So if Obatobie is not with us in Finland, we are not going to declare Biafra. And that is why we keep saying that what we do is more than an individual. It's not about Udogu. It's not about Nnamdi Kanu. It's not about COS. It's not about you. It is the ideology of a nation, of a country. There was a country between 1967 and 1970, and now they've redeclared that country. It is in existence. Any foreign body in Biafra territory today is occupying a foreign land, and they must obey our law. So those narratives that the DOS criminals used to say, we have to wait until our leader Nnamdi Kanu comes before Simon Ekpa. These are the criminal elements. That is what they're saying now. But thank God we caught them ahead of time and we've relegated them to the trash where they belong. And that we will continue to do. If they say, oh, we have to do this, we have to wait for Odogu to do it. So they want to destroy everything that Odogu has planned for. They want us to continue waiting. They want us not to do fundraising until Odogu comes out. They want us not to defend our land until Odogu comes out. They want to go to bed and sleep until Odogu comes out. And that is what the Nigeria zoo terrorist government wants. That is why angels on ground that knows the instruction Odogu gave them, they are working 24/7. And it's not everything that I have to bring to the public. But seriously, they are doing the needful. We are very, very proud of them. We will continue to supply the resources they need. We will continue to give them what they need to continue to do what our Prime Minister and what Biafrans want them to do. It is we Biafrans We are the one that we protect our land. Self-defense is what Biafrans have chosen. When the Fulani terrorists hired by the Nigerian government, the reintegrated terrorists in our land that come to kill us, take our land, before they attack us, we will attack them. We will defend ourselves. Self-defense is our right. Self-determination is our right. That is what the Biafra nation we will continue to do without any fear or favor. It is legal. It is our right to do so. So those criminals telling you, you have to wait for Odogu before we defend our land. We have to wait for Simon Ekpa before you do this. Those criminals, they never follow the Odogu. They are the agents of Nigeria inside the United States of Biafra, and we are going to flush all of them out, one after the other. Using the men that we have raised to finalize this job for the restoration of the independent state of the United States of Biafra. And those men are on ground 247. So I'm using this opportunity to warn the criminal element that are calling our people, few of our men on ground, asking them, what do you have? How many things do you have? How many sticks you have? And wanting that individual to stop. If he doesn't stop, he will get the wrath of Biafra very, very soon. If you are working for Biafra under the leadership of His Excellency Simon Ekpa, under the leadership of the United States of Biafra, you must follow the instruction of the United States of Biafra Secretary of Defense, Solomon Nkwocha. Anything you do outside that, you are inviting the wrath of Biafra against you, and you will get it. That is a promise. If you go against the Biafra Defense Department at this point, you are doing yourself a very big danger and harm. And I wouldn't want anybody to be in harm's way. I do not want anybody to be in danger way. But we are running a government. And that government is there to protect me and you. That government is there to protect all of us. That government is there to protect Biafrans from the hand of the terrorist state of Nigeria. That government is there to protect our land, our geographical location, our land, all our geographical area of Biafra land. That is what this United States of Biafra government is for. That government is there to ensure that all our international allies recognize us, peacefully or forcefully move Nigerian terrorist state away from Biafra land. That is what this government is doing. Biafra government, Biafra defense is not after any individual. If you have been working and following our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, reach out to the Biafra Defense Secretary to continue the job you have been doing for Biafra. That is the only way that Biafrans will believe that you are working for them. Anything outside that means you are against the government of Obatobia, you are against the government of Biafra. And if you want to wage war against the United States of Biafra, I promise you, you will never succeed. You will never succeed. Because first of all, you have to know how many war you want to pick. And I keep telling people, pick your battles. It's not every battle you want to go to. Pick your battles. And if you know that your battle is to defeat the terrorist state of Nigeria, to defeat the Nigerian military wearing their uniform in Biafra land, Nigeria Fulani terrorists that are disguised as Biafrans, if you want to fight that battle, then you must reach out to the Biafra Defense Department and get your name in the list, get the position you have been occupying before, continue to do what you do under the leadership of Obatobie, and continue to let Biafrans appreciate you. You have the opportunity to do that from today. From today. Assuming you've been deceived in the past, you were confused, you don't know where to go, somebody is confusing you. After today, you have a choice to ensure that you go back and follow and do what Obatobe has instructed you to be doing for Biafrans. If you don't want to do that, then you are on your own. But I promise you that every state, the 40 states of Biafra, they will continue to do what Obatobe has instructed them to do, which is protecting their land, defending our men and women, defending us from the terrorists that come to take over our land. If you want to be a hindrance to that, you will have yourself to blame. That is what I want to say on that. On the last note, before I allow anybody or whoever that we will continue our fundraising. We are not going to have any fundraising this weekend. This Saturday, because it's a holiday season. Again, I'm very, very happy. So many Biafrans are in homeland. Many Biafrans traveled this Christmas seasonal period, and we are getting up-to-date report on them. They are having fun, enjoying their families in homeland, and I'm very, very happy. We have so many Biafrans that are in homeland as we speak. That is why we suspended the fundraising for this weekend, which is the 28th of December. There will be no fundraising of any sort publicly by Biafra, whether at home and abroad. No fundraising. This weekend, Saturday, Sunday, no meeting. So if you are a Biafran and you see any sign of fundraising anywhere, please throw it in the trash. It is not from this government that is headed by Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. It is from the criminals that are trying to defraud you, from the criminals that are trying to use the Nigerian government they are working for to defraud you. Do not pay them any attention. They have no control of our men on ground. They have no control of the 40 state administrators. They have no control of the United States of Biafra cabinet. They have no control of anything. They are just criminals working for the zoo agent to destabilize the restoration of the independent state of Biafra. So if you follow them or give them any of your penny, you are doing a great disservice for the United States of Biafra, which we declared in Finland. Ask yourself, those of you that are telling you the COS is working for Nigeria agent, zoo agent. Again, that was what they talked about our leader Nnamdi Kanu. That was the thing they talked about Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. Now, that is the same thing they've done to tell you that the COS is working for Fulani or Nigerian government. Because they know they failed. They know that is the lies. They know that is the kind of language they use for unsuspecting Biafra. Not those that know. The unsuspecting ones that they are deceiving in homeland. Maybe some of our angels that are really inside, that do not have access to phone. But if you are a leader in homeland and you deceive innocent Biafran that do not have access to phone, with the criminality of these individuals, you will have yourself to blame. That is a promise. So when you call all your squad and men together, make sure you are giving them the right information and allow them to make their decisions. But as you continue, as anybody continue to deceive, there are thousands of Biafran men and women, foot soldiers, that have the information they need to make an informed decision and continue to protect our land. So that is what I'm going to say on that angle. When they lie and tell you all those kind of lies against the COS, ask them, how is it that somebody who works for the zoo agent was able to go to Finland and declare the United States of Biafra? I did that. I did that. So ask them, when they tell you, oh, COS is an agent of the zoo government, which is what they use, ask them, how can this zoo agent declare the independence of the United States of Biafra? None of them could do that. They worked against that. So anybody in their right thinking sense, even a child that is 8 years or 10 years old, will sit back to ask, how can you tell me that this individual is working for against Biafra or working for the zoo government, and this same individual was in Finland and declared United States of Biafra as an independent nation, and have countries like the Eritrean government in exile sign a memorandum of understanding with us, and have the Ambazonian government sign memorandum of understanding with us, and have all the documents we need as a country. My signature is there. From the Constitution of the United States of Biafra, from the Declaration of the United States of Biafra, from the Helsinki Declaration, which we had last year, from the Ambazonia Biafra Memorandum of Understanding Declaration, which was signed by Cho Ayaba and our Prime Minister, my signature is there. Ask this individual to give you what document they have where their signature is. So how can you follow a blind group of blind people that nothing that signifies the United States of Biafra? What document will they give you? What do they have when you follow them blindly and they are deceiving you and you believe them? So ask yourself those questions. If they say that, oh, this COS is working for zoo agent, how come the Prime Minister, there is no, unless that department is not important towards our restoration, there is no single department under Brigade, under United States of Biafra, under de facto, that I am not involved in. Not one. Not one. Mention that one, and I'll tell you the summary of that committee. Ask them, the 40 states of the United States of Biafra, who are those that created it? It is me, with the Prime Minister and with the Minister of State. These criminals, you didn't see them. Most of you that we are following when we were having like 2-3 meetings every day, creating the maps of Biafra, creating the states, creating the counties, creating the districts and the executives. You that are true Biafran, ask yourself, did you ever see these criminals? No, I was always there. I know it. That is why the role that I play today is not just out of my experience, my expertise, and what I bring to the table. It is also based on working closely with the Prime Minister over these years to establish the United States of Biafra. That is why. That is why when you get confused, text me, call me, ask me, and I'll give you the right answer from the standpoint of the Prime Minister. Or ask any of the secretaries, or any of the departmental heads, or any of the cabinet members. They will give you the right answer. That is the role I play in this struggle, and I will continue to play that for Biafrans until our PM joins us very, very quickly, very soon, and there'll be no going back. Let them go and contest for their local government chairman if they will even win that. That is the advice I give. But this government is closed for these criminals. None of them will complete. That's a promise I'm giving you. because they've done so much harm to the government. They cut so deep. I mean, lying to innocent Biafrans for nothing. For nothing. Just to gain cheap popularity and to destroy and to create division or pretend to create division. Because when Nigeria government knows they can come close to people like me, they use them. They use these individuals, they use them to penetrate and do these shenanigans they are doing. But I promise them all their plans, and Biafrans are promising them all their plans are on arrival. Nigeria's government just start thinking of how to withdraw all your men from Biafra land, because we are an independent nation at this point. And we will continue to confront you anywhere you want it. That is my target. Nothing more, nothing less. All these noisemakers that are relegated to the trash can of Biafra history, I tell Biafrans, please keep them where they were. Do not let them come near you. When it comes to fundraising, there are a couple of lies that have been parading that they donate money. Therefore, probably people are jealous of the money they donate. Again, I keep telling Biafrans, the essence of a government of United States of Biafra is to ensure that accountability, transparency, which is what our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, has always advocated for, is fully carried out every single day. It's not every account that the United States of Biafra is going to lay public. No. But for transparency's sake, for a nation's sake, and to make sure that we get the support we want from our international allies all over the world, there are basic things that we have to be doing, maybe every 4 months, every 6 months, and all that. And the reason is because it's not just what people put to support the government. There are people that may also donate money to us, but we want to know how much they give us. We want to know how we can pay them back. We want to know the payment arrangement. We do not want to owe nobody. There are programs like the IOU. There are programs like the different programs that we've established to raise funds for the government. We want to have the accountability in those areas. So whether you're an ex-finance minister or you're a new finance minister, we have a capable hand in our new finance minister. It is important that if you are in finance, if Biafrans request for their finance, within 12 hours, you must deliver that to Biafrans. That is the right thing to do. That is the right thing to do. It's not about any secret. All those individuals telling you, oh, PM want to keep something secret. Please, it is a lie. PM does not support those kind of stupidity and criminality. That is how they hide under secrecy. And then the money that our Prime Minister have approved for certain things, for our angels, that money is nowhere to be seen. That money did not reach the hand of the people they need to be reached. And they use that money to do their own thing. So anybody coming out to tell you the Prime Minister does not support transparency, that individual is a criminal working for the Nigerian government. Such individual can never come near the leadership of the United States of Biafra. I promise you that. Again, it's not everything that we lay publicly. But when we want some little accounts, like the little donations we do online, when we request accountability from that, there is a reason why we want that. So that Biafrans will have the confidence and the trust in us to continue to donate to them. How can you donate money to somebody who cannot give you just basic statement? I'm not even looking for detail, just basic bi-monthly, quarterly report. How can you? And they'll tell you, oh, we are doing this, we are buying this, we are going. There's nothing we are doing that is private. The defense of our people, the defense of our motherland is legal. We are supported to be doing it. It is our right to defend our nation from invaders, from the Fulani terrorists that come to kill us. And the world knows that Nigeria government supports terrorism. Nigeria government reintegrates non-terrorists into their military, police, security. And they send them to the south southern part of Nigeria to kill us, Biafran, just because we want our nation Biafra. The world knows that. And the world support that we must defend ourselves. That defense of ourselves, we do not need any permission from anybody before we do that. That is exactly what we are doing. So anybody that will come and scare you, oh, if you donate money to this, the Fulani will come after you. This Christopher Musa, tell Christopher Musa to go to hell. We have the right to donate our money where we want to. We have the right to contribute money to defend Biafra from the terrorists that come to kill us. Let him go to any international court and present it that Biafrans are arresting money to defend themselves from the terrorists that the Nigerian government bring to Biafra land. Let him go to human rights. Let him go to United Nations. Let him to go to African Union and China. And I tell you, Biafrans, we are going to move into these places to be looking for Nigeria and their agents. We are moving into United Nations. We are moving into African Union. We are moving to anywhere that Nigeria has registered their presence. Biafra is moving in there by force. When there are meetings, when there are conferences, Biafrans are going to be fully represented, and we will be looking for them. Just like I was looking for them when I went to South Korea for the IWPG, HWPL. I was looking for, and then the leaders of HWPL, the leaders of IWPG, they were following me to look for Nigerian agent in South Korea. They were looking for them. And they will come back and tell me, oh, Dr. Ngozi, we can't find them. We can't find Nigeria representative. But we know that they are in HWPL. In IWPG, I don't know. But they say Nigeria has been a member nation of HWPL for over 10 years. Why were they not in South Korea? Because they knew I was in South Korea. They knew I was coming to South Korea. So when I was in South Korea, I made sure the leadership looked for Nigeria because I wanted to meet with them. I'm telling you. And they tried, but they didn't see Nigerian people there. So Tinubu, what happened to your membership, Nigerian membership of the HWPL? What happened? Where were they? You have the whole money. Nigerian government has the money to be in South Korea. They had the money to be, they had the money to send their representative to South Korea. But why were they not there? Anywhere you're going to talk about peace, Nigeria is not going to be there. Anywhere you're going to talk about freedom, Nigeria will never be there. Anywhere you're going to talk about human rights, Nigeria will never be there. Anywhere where you're going to talk about equity, equality, justice, you will never see Nigeria there. And we, the United States of Biafra, we will continue to go to those places and we will continue to demand that Nigeria sit down and talk with us. That is what we are doing. That is what we are going to continue to do. Because you will never see them there. So as they are doing all this criminality they are doing in Biafra land, we are going to continue to look for them. And they will peacefully or forcefully leave Biafra land. They have no choice. Because we are a nation now. We are an independent state. We are the independent United States of It is our land. The people have spoken. They must leave our land. So when it comes to fundraising, like I said, there's no fundraising for Biafrans this weekend. Saturday, no fundraising. Sunday, no meeting, no fundraising, nothing. Our next converging will be next week Saturday, when we will resume our fundraising on January the 4th, 2025. Dear friends, go and enjoy yourself. Anywhere you see any criminal this Saturday meeting or this Sunday, just know that these are the agents that Nigerian government is using to destabilize what we are doing. And that money is not going to anywhere in Biafra land. When it comes to fundraising, I must tell us that These criminals parading themselves that they've been raising money. All of us have been raising money for the United States of Biafra. I don't need to tell people how much I've donated when I donate. So those that come out to lie and try to confuse people, I need to let you know what you don't know is bigger than you. Some of the donations some of us have done privately and publicly, you can't even contend. We don't make noise. But I was Shimidatata. It must continue. And that is the way most of the cabinet members here are giving privately and publicly without making noise. So when you hear the noisemakers come out to tell you, oh, they give us a amount, and they give us a amount, and they're making that, please ignore these stupid idiots. Ignore those noisemakers. The people that truly give with their heart, they don't even pay us back. We give without requesting for payback. It's not those that give and say, you will pay me back. We give without payback. You don't hear our voice. Most Biafrans here, they give without payback. So when you borrow money from the criminals that are against the government, when you borrow money from Nigerian government and you come and give it to us, and you say, the Biafra Brigade Cabinet, we will pay you back. Biafran, ask those individuals, who are they working for? If you give us and you keep announcing you are giving us, you are not sincere. We don't need to know what you give. We don't care what you give. The most important thing is that Obato Obie knows that now, this river, it can never stop. This river, it must continue flowing. This river, nobody can stop it. Whether you like it or you don't like it. So that's all I have to say in the area of the fundraising. Again, like we said, I think that is again, some of you know that our military has been decentralized, and the essence of the decentralization is to ensure that we don't have one individual coming out to say, without him, Biafra cannot function. And again, we are United States of Biafra. Whatever is happening in the past, we are now going to move it to a better format that will meet international standard. That is what we are doing. We are not against anybody, but if you come out to fight this government, you will have yourself to blame. On that note, I think that would be all from me.
This is the end of our news update. Please click the icon on the top right corner of your screen to watch my next video. You will enjoy it. I will see you again in my next update. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye for now.